This is day 30 of my polyphasic sleep experiment, and I'm angry. I try to do the dishes. I finished doing the dishes, but when I'm trying to do the dishes, I took a very, very big pot full of water, icky water with stuff, foods, leftovers inside, and I tried to clean it, and I spilled it all over myself and my pajama shirt. And I don't have a new pajama shirt, and I won't have good pajamas to sleep in this night because this is going to be non-pajama, and I'm angry. And that's actually a good thing, because before I spilled dirty food water over my clothes, I wasn't really sure I was angry, but I was angry before that. I was angry because I made a mistake, because I did not choose wisely today. I got up in the morning after I slept badly because I kept waking up. I have 4.5 hours of sleep and I keep waking up in the middle of the night. And I finally woke up at 6 when the alarm was supposed to go off at 6:30. So I basically slept for 4 hours, during which I woke up like 5 times. And I was tired and I had some things to do. I needed to go get a blood test, and I have a mark, and the lady was really, really nice, and she held my hand. She was a nice Russian lady. They can be sometimes really nice or total bitches, and mine was really nice. And then I was finished much earlier than I thought. And basically I took my keyboard with me and I planned to stay the whole day in the city and sit in cafes and write, and then sleep for 20 minutes in the park, and then go to work in the kindergarten at noon. And what happened was I was finished way earlier, and I thought, okay, this is ridiculous. I can just go back home and sleep like a normal person for 20 minutes and not sleep in the park and not spend a whole lot of money on cafes. And I can write on my computer because I have one. I don't really need my keyboard and my phone in a cafe just to write. Actually, I do. So I stood there waiting for the bus, and the bus didn't came. And it was kind of weird because they usually come like every 5 minutes, and I stood there for 20 minutes waiting for the bus and it didn't came. So I almost said to myself, well, fuck it, I just go with the original plan and spend the whole day in the city, because it was a good plan and I love doing that. I love sitting in cafes and writing and people watching, and I could even eat something that I'm not allowed to eat, but it's good, it's fun, and it's something I really enjoy doing, and it's actually very creative for me because at these moments, I really enjoy life. I get influenced by whatever it is that is around me, and it's always interesting. But then the bus came, and I got on the bus because I thought it was ridiculous to spend money and time on nothing, because I had some stuff to do at home and I should really stick to my plan and the routine and my commitments and spend the 20 minutes in my bed sleeping properly. And I got back home and I ate breakfast, which was free, kind of, and I didn't spend money on coffee and cheesecake, and then I was full and kind of disappointed from my life, so I went to sleep, and I slept for 20 minutes, woke up and still felt tired, got up, drank some coffee, and then went back to sleep again for 20 minutes. I woke up feeling like crap, and I wasn't even sure why. I wasn't extremely tired, but I did not care about anything. So I slept for another 20 minutes. And eventually I woke up because it's ridiculous. I cannot spend the whole day like this, and I needed to do stuff, and I had so much stuff to do at home. But I didn't want to do anything. But I got up and I did, and I started washing the dishes, and then I realized when my shirt is stinking wet that I'm actually really angry with myself because I should have stayed in the city, because that's something I really like doing. But the problem is, what is the proper way to manage a life? There is the things that we need to do, I need to do, and the plan, and the routine that I'm trying to maintain because it's good for me. And then there's the things that I really enjoy doing that are usually out of my routine. And there will always be these things. There will always be people, events, places that are disruptive to my schedule. And the problem with it is that I don't know how to recognize when it is like an addiction and when is it a good sidetrack from like my routine, which is very beneficial and interesting and an adventure, because it could very easily turn into an escape, because sitting in cafes, drinking coffee and eating cheesecakes and not sleeping 20 minutes in the morning is fun. And I can do it once and it would be great, and then I can find myself doing it again and again. And what is the balance? When is it not okay? And can I even do that once? Maybe it's like being an alcoholic. You have to never, ever, 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 ever have anything fun to do. You just need to do what you need to do according to your schedule and sleep when you need to sleep, and then everything is fine and your life is meaningless. So I'm angry because this is the end of my experiment and I have no idea what I'm going to do now, because I don't have the answers to all life's questions yet, and I thought I would have. I spent 30 days on them and 30 years, so I should have answers by now, and I don't. All I have is a stinking wet shirt, and this is the end of my polyphasic sleep experiment. But on a good note, and there is a good note, I found some very interesting things. I discovered that I don't have back pain when I'm not sleeping for 8 hours a night. I discovered that most of my sleep was an addiction. Most of my sleep was an escape, kind of like watching television or doing drugs or just hanging out with friends when you're not really doing anything, just haha spending time, wasting your life. That was my sleeping habits. And by sleeping for 4.5, 5 hours, I had so much time and I couldn't escape my reality. I had to face it. I had to do stuff. And sometimes I had to do stuff just to stay awake. So it should be interesting stuff, otherwise I fall asleep. So it kind of forced me to be more active and more aware and more bored. And it's amazing how much life I have, how much time I have, how much options of spending this time I have when I'm not sleeping. And I also discovered that I feel great. I am sleeping half of what I used to sleep and I feel much better. Physically, emotionally, mentally, I'm much better. And I think it's due to not oversleeping, not having an addiction in my life, constant addiction, and the dream part is a major issue, because I dream apparently less now. So I think I have less of the old movies in my mind, old material that is not relevant anymore. So every day I'm a bit cleaner by sleeping this way. I feel that I am cleaner than I was 30 days ago. Cleaner in a way that is difficult to explain, but I feel like I'm more new, and the old patterns and the old pains and discomfort of my life, sometimes they reappear in my dreams, and then I wake up and I'm groggy and a bit depressed and not motivated, but it goes away just the next day. And if I just sleep regularly and dream less, then I feel much better and much happier and lighter and more childlike, I think, more open for new stuff, not burdened by life. That is important, and that's all due to this just less sleep. What else? Something else? Wake up, well, feel better, have more time. Yeah, the schedule. I don't know about the schedule. I don't know how to have an interesting life and with my impulsive personality and be on schedule. And it's like trying to balance yin and yang, like feminine and masculine, trying to balance the fact that I need to take care of myself and I need to be in a stable place, eating in a stable way, sleeping in a stable way, and the fact that life is not stable. It's all so very, very, very messy and curious and exciting, and in order to experience it, I need to not be stable. So it's a balance. And I usually choose the messy part. And for this month, I think for the first time in my life, I had a commitment for a schedule, and I was more in order with these things. I put the order and taking care of myself at a higher position than adventure and thrill and chaos and addiction, and that was interesting. And I didn't die of boredom. I didn't became sad and boring. But I'm still struggling with the right balance. So I will do that, and I will continue sleeping this way, maybe with slight changes here and there. But I won't go back to sleeping for 8 hours because I really don't see the use. I don't see the point of it. There is nothing I gain besides spending my time in a way that doesn't force me to have a life. So why should I do that? I mean, maybe when I'm old, I go back to sleeping this way when I have nothing better to do. But now, even if I spend the whole night, and it's a very, very long night, and I spend the whole night till about 2 or 3 in the morning doing nothing, sitting in the kitchen staring at the wall, it's still better than spending it sleeping, because when I'm awake, maybe I'll think of something. Maybe I'll pick up a pencil and draw something. Maybe I'll play chess with my computer. Maybe I read a book. And maybe I won't, but it's still better than just spending it sleeping. So I gained 4 hours, I gained some control, I gained some insight, and I feel good. So maybe I'll have another video in about a month. And this is my 30-day of polyphasic sleep.